Welcome to the Brody Show, where I share big ideas from business and life books and end it with the clear takeaway and action steps. Today, we have a few stories from the book Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. So let's get started.
Most people think of self-discipline as a boring chore, but it's actually the only thing standing between you and a life of total, suffocating regret. To see what I mean, you have to look at the massive gap between three men who had the world at their feet: a king, a sultan, and a president. We start with King George IV. Imagine having every resource on earth and using it to turn yourself into a prisoner. George believed he was exempt from the rules of nature. His power breakfast was 2 pigeons, 3 steaks, a bottle of wine, and a glass of brandy. By the time he was in his late 60s, he had treated his body like a garbage can for so long that he couldn't even sign his own name. He had to use a rubber stamp because moving his arm was too much exertion. He spent his final nights sleeping upright because if he lay down, the sheer weight of his own fat would have suffocated him. He died shocked that he was mortal, a man who literally ate his way into a gilded cage. But you don't have to be a lazy king to fall into that trap. You can be the greatest athlete on the planet and still leave greatness on the table. Enter Babe Ruth. While King George was a tragedy of sloth, Ruth was a tragedy of excess. He was a freakish, elite talent, but he fueled that talent with whiskey ginger ales for breakfast and double-digit hot dogs between innings. He was once rushed to the hospital just for eating too much junk. Later in life, he looked at his teammate Lou Gehrig and gave him a haunting warning. "I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't live right, and I had to pay for them. Don't be a sap." It makes you wonder, if the Babe was that good while treating his body like a dumpster, what kind of God-tier heights could he have reached if he'd actually been in condition? That brings us to the man who chose a different path, a man who started with even less than the others. Theodore Roosevelt wasn't a natural like Ruth or a royal like George. He was a sickly, asthmatic kid who could barely breathe. He had every excuse to sit in a library and let his body atrophy. But Teddy chose what he called the strenuous life. He realized that a weak body makes for a disobedient mind. While president, he didn't just sit behind a desk. He boxed, he rode, and he took ice-cold swims in the Potomac. Even after an assassin's bullet hit him in the chest, he stayed on his feet to finish a speech. Why? Because he had spent a lifetime training his body to obey his will. He didn't want to feel nice under the blankets. He wanted to be an instrument for action.
Okay, so my key takeaway is that if you eat like garbage, like King George, then don't be surprised when your heart fails in your 40s. Seems like common sense. And if you remember that talent isn't enough, just think about Babe Ruth. You can be an elite athlete and still leave 20% of your potential on the table just because of lack of discipline. And finally, the body is an instrument. Physical training isn't just about the gym. It's about building the willpower you need to achieve your goals and deal with life. So for action steps, I would say treat your next meal like racing fuel. Like if it doesn't help your body be more efficient, then don't do it. And if Roosevelt can carve out 2 hours a day for activities while being the president of the United States, then I'm sure you can find 30 minutes today to do something physical, like walk, do push-ups, do something. And personally, when I start to lose motivation, I just play a clip from Guardians on YouTube and it works. So thank you for watching today's episode. If you can do me a massive favor, please subscribe. These videos do take a long time to make. And if you love stories like this, Then I also have a podcast with 5 times the amount of stories. I just can't possibly make those all into videos, but you can all listen to them for free on Spotify. So